Why do we freeze at exactly the moment that matters most? What brings fear and inaction to the most important moments in our lives? I am the Sutradhar, the thread holder, and I hold the thread of a story told 3,000 years ago on a battlefield at the edge of everything, where Krishna answers this exact question. Kurukshetra, the field of Dharma, the field of righteous duty. Two armies face each other across a plain that will hold the weight of a civilization. On one side, the Kauravas, 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, led by Duryodhana, a man who has spent his whole life stealing what was never his. On the other, the Pandavas, 5 brothers who have spent 13 years in exile for a throne that was rightfully theirs. On a white-horsed chariot, at the center of the Pandava line, stand 2 figures. One holds the reins, one holds the bow. The charioteer is Krishna, and the archer is Arjun. Arjun, called Dhananjaya, winner of wealth. Arjun, the finest archer alive. He raises Gandiv, his great bow, and blows the conch called Devdatta. The sound splits the sky. He has never been more ready. And then, he makes one request. Drive the chariot between the 2 armies, Arjuna says to Krishna. Let me see those I must fight. A simple request. A soldier wanting to survey the field. Krishna drives the chariot forward into the no man's land between the tides of war and stops. Arjuna looks. And what Arjuna sees is not an enemy. It is his grandfather, his teachers, his cousins, his uncles, his friends. Every face he has ever loved, arrayed against him. This is the moment. This is what the whole episode is about. Not a coward's moment, an honest one. Arjuna names what his body is doing. His limbs go slack. His mouth dries. A tremor moves through him. His skin burns. And then, Gandiv, the bow that has never slipped. The bow that is as much a part of him as his own arm. It slips from his hand. Now Arjuna speaks. And it is not irrational. It is the most rational thing anyone has said on this field. What conquest is worth this? These people are the reason I wanted a kingdom. I do not want victory, Krishna. I do not want sovereignty. What use is any of it if the ones I love are gone? Every fear he names is real. And then he says the final thing. Let them kill me, unarmed, unresisting. That would be better. And he sits down. The armies wait. And Krishna turns. His first words are not gentle. How has this delusion come over you in this moment of crisis? This is unworthy of you. This is not your path to heaven. This brings only disgrace. Cast off this weakness of heart. Rise. The Gita records that Krishna spoke this with what the text calls a slight smile. Not mockery, something else. The recognition of someone who knows exactly what is happening and exactly what it needs. But Arjun does not rise. And then he says something that cuts through all the philosophy. I do not know which outcome is better, whether we should win or whether we should lose. The uncertainty is total. The ground has gone. And so he surrenders, not to the enemy, but to Krishna. Teach me. I am your student. Krishna's answer begins, not with strategy, not with politics, but with something that goes all the way down. What you are grieving, Arjuna, is the loss of people who cannot be lost. Not because they will survive this battle, but because what they are, what you are, was never born and will never die. Krishna teaches the nature of the atman, the self that is not the body. As a person passes through childhood, youth and old age within one life, so does the self pass through bodies. Then Krishna says, what no weapon, no fire, no water, no wind can touch.
Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayantyapo, na shoshayati marutaha. Achedyo ayamadahyo, ayam kledyo ashosya evacha. Nityah sarvagataha, sthanurachalo ayam sanatanaha.
This is not comfort. This is cosmology. Krishna is not saying your grief is wrong. He's saying your grief is aimed at the wrong thing. Then Krishna turns to Dharma, the duty that is yours alone. This battle has come to you unbidden. You did not choose it, it chose you. And if you turn away from your Dharma now, knowing what it is, you earn not peace, but its opposite. Infamy that outlasts death. Rise, and then the deepest teaching. Not just fight, but fight free from attachment to the fruit. Perform the action. Let go of the outcome. This is Karma Yoga, the discipline of action. Your right is to the action alone, never to its fruit. Never let the fruit be your motive. Never let inaction be your refuge. Equanimity in success and failure alike. That is what Krishna calls yoga. That is the skill hidden inside every act. So why do we freeze at exactly the moment that matters most? Because that is the moment we have named as the one we cannot afford to lose. The freezing is not weakness. It is what happens when the outcome becomes more important than the action itself. Arjuna froze because he had attached everything he was to what this battle would cost him. The bull slipped because he was already living in the aftermath. The Gita does not say, have no fear. It says, look at what you are actually afraid of. A battlefield, a great bow on the floor of a chariot, a warrior who knew everything except what to do next, and a teacher who answered not with a battle plan, but with the nature of reality itself. Your right is to the action, not the fruit, not the aftermath, not the face of the person on the other side. The action, that is yours. That has always been yours. And it is enough. Rise.